you're wondering like, I don't know what the next step is. The next step is probably to just start whatever it is. If it obviously it involves making money to some degree. So if you can figure out how to do that, like if it's a product, you gotta find a customer. So sell that product to somebody and start there. If it's a service, you gotta find a client and you gotta give them that service, and just find one, and then you can go from there. You may not even have to quit your job. You know what I mean? You could just
start
do that.
a side hustle.
Yeah, you could just do that for a while. That's what I did. I worked at Popeyes full time, and then I started training people on the side, and then it skewed. Eventually, I was able to do Popeyes part time and train people full time, and then eventually I just quit Popeyes.
We got some tats. Tatted up.
Sick tats. Biker boys. Couple.
Biker boys.
That's
cool. We're a couple biker boys.
A little bit of ink. Couple Harleys.
And it was, what was I saying to you? I was like, oh, it's so cool. We can go get tattoos together on a Thursday at 3 p.m. or whatever it was.
Yeah.
That's super cool. And
yeah, we got a good thing.
We've built our careers and our lives around not because we wanted that necessarily, but we've built it in a way that allows us to do that. And that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, like our schedule is weird.
Yeah, and I think it's because we both are similar in the fact that we don't like feeling trapped. And like your typical 9 to 5 makes us feel very trapped.
I hated that feeling so much.
So trapped.
Yeah.
Is that a millennial thing?
Maybe.
I think a lot. Well, maybe.
I hated that feeling though, which was a shame.
Yeah.
So it was like, I was a shit employee because of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like,
I can't escape. I have to be here right now.
Yeah.
I need money to live and I can't escape. And
I hated thinking I had to be there till the clock hit whatever time it was.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't go anywhere.
I remember I was like 24, 25, maybe 24, maybe 23. And I want all the details bang on.
Maybe 23 and a half. I don't know.
23 and 10 months.
Thank you. Now the story makes sense. Go ahead.
Be nice.
Go ahead.
And I was at a job working in a microbiology lab. I was a microbiologist.
Fancy.
And fancy stuff. And you're in this lab and there's no windows in this lab and you're just testing, right? And I remember waking up for that job with like such dread.
Yeah.
Like thinking to myself, should I call in sick today?
Yeah.
Just so
but knowing you can't.
Just so I didn't have to go in.
Or at least you wouldn't be able to.
Just so I didn't have to go into work.
Yeah.
Because I hated it so
I'm sure
much.
a lot of people feel that way.
So then I quit.
Yeah. Good.
And then I worked for Bad Life Gym and had a bad life there.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink. And then I went, where did I go after that? Oh, and then I worked. And then I had I think the boss really matters too, though.
100%.
I think a good leader and like a boss you respect is very important. Because then I worked at Nutrition House in Yorkdale Mall full time. And shout out Brandon. He was like such a good boss.
Shout out Brandon.
He's a cool dude.
Yeah.
That guy loves his employees like family.
It's good. That is what you need though.
And treats them like that and paid us way more than we probably deserved working that job. Like way more than minimum wage at just a supplement store.
Yeah.
And took care of us and was always there. And a guy I worked with at Bad Life now actually still works with him at his new shop in Collingwood or wherever it is.
Yeah.
Because he's that loyal. Like he's he's awesome. So that was like my last Oh no, I worked at the pharmacy too.
Yeah.
So other than that, but
And that one too, you had to quit. And you were
Yeah, I
like,
quit
I
that.
am
not necessarily just like, not necessarily I wasn't necessarily agreeing with other things. The
right.
times, let's just say.
Jibby jab.
Yeah. Non-agreeance. Is that the word?
Something like that. Non-compliance. But you didn't align with what the pharmacies were in charge of doing at that time.
Yes.
Which was distributing
And-
certain medical products.
Yes. And it also was a job where I was stuck, right? So I
Yeah.
say I had my 12 to 8 shift. What if I want to train at 4? I can't. What if I want to go see my then boyfriend, which was you? I can't.
Yeah.
It's just like, I understand now, obviously, we still have our schedules and we still have to be a certain place at a certain time, but it feels
Yeah.
like we have so much more control and structure.
Yeah.
Plus, you and I both like, I think we both like working in the morning.
I love our schedule right now.
I
It's like
love
6
it.
a.m. till noonish.
I love
and it's
it.
like, well, at least with in-person clients,
Yeah,
coaching clients.
in-person.
And then afterwards, I got a little more flexibility of, as far as like servicing online clients. And then, just business operational stuff
and
later on.
it's
Or
so
taking
great.
the afternoon off and being like, I can afford to, spend 3 hours with you getting
Yeah.
tattoos on a
Yeah.
Thursday afternoon right after lunch. It's like, this
Love
is
that,
dope.
because obviously that doesn't happen every week, and we are working hard on and with our
Yeah.
online clients,
Yeah.
and we do work a lot, but like I don't feel like we work a lot. Kind of
Yeah, we have a good balance now. I had to figure that out though. I definitely have gone like way too far over the edge, working more, which is funny because I'd work more, be less productive, but I was more burnt out. Now I'm like way more productive. I
Was
work
that
less.
with more in-person clients though?
Yeah, that definitely plays a part. Like,
Yeah.
in-person clients are like definitely tough to scale. So you can't.
And then you were giving
I didn't have
so much
crazy
energy.
hours, but like probably between like 7 and 9 hours.
But
of
if you
clients
were thinking
in person,
but remember, you
Yeah.
would go remember when we lived in Guelph?
yeah,
You would leave, you had your 30-minute drive,
yeah.
you would do your morning clients.
I still had afternoon
You
clients.
come
then.
back for the afternoon, you went back and did a few evening clients, like 5:30 to 7:30.
I forgot about that. That wasn't that. I mean, I knew that I did that. I forgot that was only a couple years ago.
Yeah. 2021,
2020 and
2022.
2021. I would have shifted.
2020 and
It was
2021.
probably 2021 where I
Yeah.
shifted fully to 6 a.m. to noon in-person clients, and I
2022.
don't.
2021, you were still doing evening.
You sure?
Yes, because we were
Damn.
living in Guelph.
That's crazy. I couldn't go back to that. Just the way that
Nope.
managing my clients in person is like, for me, it works great from 6 a.m. to noon. And then, like servicing online clients, business operational stuff, cooking food, consuming,
Going to the gym.
reading, training. Yeah, we make time to go train and scheduling that or whatever is like, I love all that. Like in the, just after lunch, afternoon, and then evening.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
perfect.
mind my schedule too, because I realized I didn't realize this until recently.
Yeah.
Back when I was doing like say homework in high school and university and stuff.
You did homework?
Yeah, I was a straight A student.
Huh. Interesting.
I did it in the evening, and that's when I felt like my mind worked best.
Yeah.
So now I'm kind of mimicking that, where I'll do the clients in the morning, go home and eat, go train,
Yeah.
come home and eat,
Then finish
and
off.
then do some plans. And it's like, I feel, and then hopefully finish those plans and whatever in time for us to
chill out
a little bit before bed. And then I don't know, it's been a really great schedule. So
Yeah, it works perfect. Just
It's-
like getting up at 5, like if we can settle down around 8
Yeah,
latest is
and
like
get to bed
7:30,
9,
8.
9:30.
Yeah, it's so much perfect.
But big partiers here. Big partiers.
What do
In
you
bed
mean?
by 9:30.
Oh.
Yeah. But
That's reasonable though.
when you look back, you have to get the clientele that will work in the schedule you want, and you have to build yourself up as a trainer,
Yeah.
and you might not be able to have that schedule just starting out.
No, I'm very grateful that like I was able to put in a few years of work there of like full-time in person that I can like kind of afford this schedule now. It's kind of set up. I have a system and a structure at the business that allows me to do this. So yeah, I'm definitely like super grateful that you can't do this off the bat. So having to invest early into putting those hours in and getting the experience.
Yes.
Knowing that I wanted to, I don't know if I knew exactly as the schedule I wanted, and my schedule will change again, but I don't know. Sometimes you don't know entirely what it looks like, but I know that for me, more flexibility is in the cards for sure.
Yes.
Flexibility is key.
And I don't know if people know you're a brick and mortar business owner too.
Yeah. Some people might be listening and not know that, but yeah, I own a small private fitness studio that primarily offers one-on-one personal training, and that is called Motor Strength Health Club. And that's basically what I've been doing since 2017. Yeah. It started 2017. So that's pretty cool too.
Yeah. It's all in person. You don't have to work at Bad Life.
Yeah. No, I almost did. And no, not.
It would have been
it's
fine.
all good. I would have. It's fine. I would have worked for them, get some experience.
Those just ridiculously long days of like, I had my clients 6 to 10, had my afternoon where I trained, and then I went home to eat, and then I got in trouble because I was supposed to be there still prospecting and not getting paid.
Yeah, they have some greasy business.
And then I worked again from 5 to 9 p.m.
Right.
That's extreme.
Don't they have a sales person like trying to like feed you clients?
No. You at the time I worked there, you had to service your clients, prospect, do all the, what's the word I want? Starts with a C. Consultations.
Okay.
All the fitness consultations, sell at the fitness consultation.
Yeah.
And then if you were full with clients, you prospected for other trainers.
Right.
So say you're full of clients, you still had to prospect, you still had to do consultations, and you had to sell for other people.
But don't you...
It was all about sales.
Okay. Does it depend on the club then, whether they actually have like a salesperson to help also feed you clients? Or is everyone kind
of... Back then it was...
everyone effectively...
Everyone's a salesperson.
Everyone's a salesperson effectively, yeah.
That was where the place I was at back in 2018.
Oh, okay.
That's everyone sold.
Yeah.
The AFM, assistant fitness manager, he was a big sales dude. Okay. So he did help try to fill people up. But yeah, it was a lot of selling, and it was a lot of expecting to be there 24/7.
Yeah,
and
that's exhausting.
I at the time was a 1 minute drive away, 1 to 2 minute drive. Yeah. So I wanted to go home and eat.
It's tough to make your life make your living as a personal trainer. Like in person is real tough.
It's tough.
Yeah, like you gotta, I don't know. It's definitely, it's tough, especially if you're, first of all, I think making a good living in person, like as an in-person personal training, like you do have to, you either got to venture out on your own, or you have to kind of grab the bull by the horns in whatever employment opportunity you have and like just be relentless.
Yeah.
You gotta like,
you gotta be a level 5 trainer.
You gotta crush that out. Yeah. Like
there are some that do.
Yeah.
There are some that are very successful.
And they make a fine living. So I think you have to, but you have to you can't float.
You also have to be the right person for the job in terms of, like almost emotional energy balance.
Yeah.
Like being a personal trainer, takes a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Takes a lot of that sometimes you don't realize. Like I find myself sometimes, and I could have, great conversation with clients. They all have great sessions, everything, all happy, nothing, everything. And I find myself sitting in my car after just like,
yeah, you have to.
And almost just
it's therapeutic, I think.
It's like a little bit quiet because, we're there at the studio. The music's on the whole time. Boom, boom, boom. And weights and talking and laughing and stuff, and that's all fine, but you almost need that like moment of silence.
You're decompressing.
Yeah,
I think that's a real thing, and I don't know if I recognize that's actually probably partly I think what led to me feeling, whether you use the term burnout or what, but like feeling like I was burning out a few years ago was that when not recognizing like the energy exchange that's happening as in-person coaches. It's like it's not a bad thing, it's a good thing, and we're good at it. That's why we're good at our job, particularly, right now with our, you have online clients, I have online clients, but we both have in-person clients as well. But particularly the energy exchange between in-person clients is very like heavy. And I don't mean that in like the sense of the content being spoken about, but just the energy is heavy. It's a lot of, you know, you have 5, 6, 7 in a row. No, that's
even
what I mean.
If you have to give positive energy,
there's no negative
it's still
energy.
heavy.
No, exactly. It's just heavy. It's just a lot, no matter what it is, which way it goes, positive, or just inert and just neutral, you know? So yeah, it's like, I think decompressing is key, like knowing when to do that. But I realize when I'm done with in-person clients, I find it challenging to spark or maintain a conversation recreationally. It's like once I've been spending the last 5, 6, 7 hours professionally talking and being on and trying to deliver a high quality product to my clients, which includes me, it includes me being on, like I just have to be. And that is part of the product. And it shouldn't be any other way. I shouldn't be doing that. That's how a high quality service in person should be delivered. And when you're done, it's like there's been so many words spoken by me and then received that it's just like, I don't know if it's information overload thing or whatever, just a lot of words that I now have to digest it. And I'm like, I don't want to have a conversation. I don't want to listen to a podcast. I don't want to talk on a podcast. I don't want to talk. I've gone to see my mom after and she's asking me questions and I have to tell her, hey, I just finished 6 hours of training. I just got to grab something and go, you know? With you, I don't see you that often right after, right?
See, and no, interesting. Cause I was going to say that I feel exactly the same way as you, but not with you because maybe
not. Now that I'm thinking about it,
because I feel like you can fully understand exactly how I'm feeling.
Yeah. Do you think we fall into the exact energy we need where it's like, I know that
exactly. Yeah. I feel so understood by you that if say one day we finished at the same time and we got home at the exact same time, I feel like we could read the energy.
Right.
And sometimes I leave that up to you. Like if you start talking, I'll talk back. And if you're just, chilling on your phone or just chilling, I'll leave you alone. Cause sometimes I can, like if I didn't have as many clients as you or whatever, but we can read the vibe. And if we both just need to like sit and do our own thing, that's fine. If we want to chat, that's fine.
Yeah. I don't
ever feel like you quote annoy me or you are talking too much to me after it all.
Right.
And I hope vice versa. Like I think we can. Yeah, I think we naturally, I
didn't even think about that. You're probably right that we naturally kind of fall into that.
Same career with the exact same job at the exact same place.
Yeah.
And I feel so understood that you'll know exactly how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm grateful for you in that.
It is good. We work pretty well with that. Eh?
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. We have the same job, same place.
I know.
We like a lot of it's cool.
It is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. The balance thing is cool though. Like I think we have a good schedule going and I'm excited to see kind of how that changes.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure a lot of people are still, probably people listening to this because I still, it's funny thinking back, like actually here's a good thing. It's like I have to recognize moments in myself where I'm like not feeling gratefulness because when I think about the life that I've carved out so far in the last 6 years, it's awesome. Right? Maybe it could be awesomer, whatever. That's irrelevant. Point is it's objectively awesome. And there's so many dope things about it. And I have to remember that like I felt for many, many years like the opposite of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like very trapped, whether it was at a job or my history of mental illness and drug abuse and things. It's like that was also a reality for many years too. And it wasn't that long ago. So, to think about like right now what I'm able to do and I can do it without worrying about paying for groceries or rent is pretty sweet.
It's so cool.
So it's pretty sweet. And so I have to remember that. I got to remember that.
I do sometimes out of the blue go, Tim, it's so cool what we do.
Yeah, you do that.
I do that. I do. True.
Take a do.
And I think that's my way of like kind of expressing the gratitude towards our life.
Yeah, I think checking in like what you do.
Yeah.
And you're like, yo, this is pretty cool. Like you saying that when we went for tattoos on Thursday. Just being like, yeah, we could just take off the afternoon. It's like I'll get back to a few, I'll service my online clients kind of throughout the afternoon and stuff, through texting and voice notes or whatever. But other than that, it's like I didn't have any, I didn't have to sit down for 3 hours and get work done. That was done that day. You know what I mean? I could just get home after the tattoo, make dinner and relax.
Yes. And if you say you did have to do some work in the afternoon one time, and then I called you and I was like, Tim, I need you here right now. You can come.
Right.
You're not trapped to that chair. You're not like, well, I can't punch out of work right now. Like, it's the freedom, I think.
Yeah, that's
we feel free.
That makes me feel so much better because just think back to those feelings that I had. I hated that feeling of like being like, damn, it's 10:30 and this is first break. I can feel the anxiety
I can feel it right now. It's coming. Don't talk about it.
Lunch. I'm like, okay, after this is done, it's like 2.5, 3 hours to lunch.
Yeah.
That's a half an hour, whatever it is. And then I have the last break. And then after that, then we're on the last stretch.
Yeah.
And then I can go home and do what I really want to do or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. And then I can, that feeling is like,
oh, it's not a good feeling.
I don't know. It wasn't a good feeling. And
for both of us. And we can really relate to each other on that too, which is like, I understand, like I need that feeling of freedom. And it was also, we are able to do this because we both took the risks.
Yeah. There's some scary moments for sure of like,
you took a risk of, hey, I'm going to open Modus in 2017. I'm just going to do it. Let's do it. I took the risk of quitting jobs that I just absolutely couldn't be at. I took the risk of, hey, I'm just going to start my online business.
Yeah.
Right. And it's, I'm grateful every day for that.
Pretty
because
sweet.
it's pretty cool.
Now I'm excited to see what like the next few years will be.
Yeah.
As far as like, because I would like to continue to move towards more flexibility.
Yeah.
Location, freedom.
Yeah.
So I think that'll be, I don't know, it'll be interesting. I don't even know exactly what it looks like entirely, but I have a decent idea and I'll keep most of that private, but like, I'm sure there'll be opportunities that come up, kind of like what's happened over the last 6 years where I'm like, oh, I'll take that route and this route and see what happens.
Yep.
But because it's tough to kind of predict it or map it out entirely.
Yeah.
But it's like, hopefully this is, I'm sure if somebody's listening that is in that point, at that point where they have, because there's nothing wrong with working a regular 9 to 5.
No.
Especially if you find fulfillment in it, or if you're like, you know what, this is a means to an end for me. It's a fine job. It's good enough for me. Maybe
Security.
I don't love it. I'm not passionate about it, but it allows you to not be stressed about money. It allows you to not be stressed about bills. It allows you to not be stressed about your family.
Yeah.
And allows you to pay, take the money that you make and have some left over to pay for hobbies and interests that do fulfill you. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I think if you're in a position where you're like,
if you can relate to anything we said.
Yeah. Maybe where you were at the pharmacy or where I was with several other jobs before this. And then, you're wondering like, I don't know what the next step is. The next step is probably to just start whatever it is. If it obviously it involves making money to some degree. So if you can figure out how to do that, like if it's a product, you gotta find a customer. So sell that product to somebody and start there. If it's a service, you gotta find a client and you gotta give them that service, and just find one, and then you can go from there. You may not even have to quit your job. You know what I mean? You could just
start
do that.
a side hustle.
Yeah, you could just do that for a while. That's what I did. I worked at Popeyes full time, and then I started training people on the side, and then it skewed. Eventually, I was able to do Popeyes part time and train people full time, and then eventually, I just quit Popeyes. So you could kind of do the same thing. If you end up growing really fast, then great. You could just quit your job, but you can kind of build on the side, and then I don't know. At the same time, I don't think you should baby yourself. Cut the cord and get out there,
Sweet. That's great advice.
Yeah.
Like actually. Cool. You can find me at SlaysFit.
You can find me at Tim_MSHC on Instagram. You can find the show on Instagram at Stay Peaked. Please tag us, and you're listening to us on whatever you're listening, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, or wherever. Make sure you do tag at Stay Peaked, because then we can see it, we can repost. And we can engage and get to know you. So that'll be great. We're at the end now. So please leave a rating on this show, this episode specifically, and then subscribe to the show because we have lots more coming out every Wednesday, every single Wednesday, 5 a.m. EST. So thanks for listening and stay tuned for more.